welcome back to my weekly Shop My Stash. As always, I'm going to be going over what I used this past week before I pick out what I'm going to be using for this coming week. So to start things off, I did have this CoverGirl TruNaked Jewels palette. Is that what it's called? Yes, TruNaked Jewels palette. This was nice, except it was kind of disappointing a little bit as well, just because the colors weren't as vibrant as they are in the pan. I have other palettes with these sorts of colors in it, so I am going to pass this on, and someone else will probably enjoy it. I think if you like just kind of a wash of color, it gives you a little bit, but not as much. Like for instance, this blue came on my eyes, but it showed more as a navy than with that vibrancy that you see in here, like that jewel tone. So for what it is, I have other palettes again that I enjoy better that have similar shades, so this I will pass along. And then this Too Faced Gingerbread Cookie palette, same thing. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy using it that much. This shade here looks very promising and pretty, but it was just kind of hard to use. And again, I have other palettes with similar shades, so it's not really worth keeping for me. I am going to depot this Gingerbread bronzer because I really do like that, and I'll just put that in a magnetic palette. But these two palettes for the eyeshadows, they will be leaving my collection because they just weren't enjoyable to use this week. That being said, this Foodie Cosmetics Pizza Slicette palette, this is in the one Pizza Diet. It's an all neutral palette with one shimmer in it. This is your only shimmer here. I loved using this week. It was kind of fun to just go back to very neutral looks with like maybe a bold lip or using some of my pigments and some of my cream shadows, and that's what I focused on a lot this week, and I really did enjoy this palette. The mattes blend beautifully in here, they work well, they last all day, no complaints, no problems at all. Definitely really enjoyed this palette this week. Moving on to the face products, we had this Cotton Candy blush by Phase Zero. Really loved how this looked on my skin. It's just a really pale pink, and it just made for a very flattering look. And then the Blush Goddess palette by Revolution Beauty. We have blushes on the bottom, highlighters on the top, and again, very pretty. Enjoyed using this. We have the IMagic shade number 2 blush, very neutral, but lasts all day on the skin, no problems with this. Performs just like my Tarte blush, different shade, but the lasting power on this is equal to the Tarte one. This is in the shade Kisses, and again, enjoyed using this week as well. I did use this Revolution Beauty Sculpt and what's it called? Contour and Highlight palette. This is in the shade Desert Sand, I believe. Desert Sky. Really enjoyed this. Yeah, the highlighter in here especially is absolutely beautiful. And then I had my two powders. I had the NYX #NoFilter finishing powder, and then I used my Revolution Beauty matte base as a setting powder. I do find that I prefer this particular powder as a finishing powder as well, and not as a setting powder. I find that my foundations don't really set that well with it, but it does give a nice look to the skin once the foundation has already been set. So I'll continue to use this, but only as a setting or as a finishing powder, not as a setting powder. So I'll pick something different next time. But yes, that is everything that I used this past week as far as what I used for my Shop My Stash. If you aren't familiar with how I do my Shop My Stashes, all of my palettes are numbered. I believe I'm at 134 palettes right now for eyeshadows. And each week I use random number generator and I pick 3 palettes. So all of my palettes are numbered, and then they're written down as well in this notebook, and then whatever numbers come up each week I mark it down, and my goal is to go through my entire collection before I reuse a palette. So if a number comes up that's already written down, then I pick another number. Each week I pick 3 eyeshadow palettes, and I just find it's easier for me to declutter because I'm being forced to use something. Case in point, this Gingerbread palette and the CoverGirl palette, whereas I might have just overlooked them before and not been interested in using them. Now I'm forcing myself to use them. If I'm not enjoying it, I can declutter it, or if I can foresee maybe enjoying it in a different season or for a different occasion, then I might hang on to it. But otherwise, I find it's easier for me to maintain my collection, to cycle through things, and to get rid of things that I'm not enjoying. Okay, so the numbers that came up for this week were for, where's the first one? Would be the Too Faced, which one is this called? Sparkling Pineapple palette. So this was number 22. Then we had this very bright palette called the Bubble Pop palette by Amor. And we also had the BH Cosmetics, where is it? The Zodiac palette. For face palettes this week, I think I'm going to pick this e.l.f. one. This is their blush palette, just in the regular one. I also have the deep one, but I won't use that one this week. I will just use this one. Okay, I think I'm good for blushes this week. I don't think I need to pick anything. The 4 that are in that e.l.f. palette are pretty across the board. We got a berry, we got kind of a peach, we got more of a pink, and then we have more of a neutral shade. So I'm not going to pick any blushes this week, but I do need to pick some highlighters. So we will do that. Let's see. We will do... I haven't picked these in a while. You know what? Maybe we will do this one. This is the Revolution Beauty Skin Kiss in Golden Kiss. So this is a golden one. You know what? We'll just use all 3 of these. We have the Peach Kiss and the Pink Kiss as well. So those will be the 3 highlighters we pull from this week. And then as far as bronzers go, I think we'll use the Butter Bronzer this week. This is just in the regular one. This isn't the deep or the light one. This is just, yeah, the original one. Okay, for finishing powders this week, I'm just going to keep going with this NYX No Filter one, just because I don't know, now that I'm using it, I kind of want to see if I can hit pan on it and keep going with it just to see how far I can make it go. I feel like I'm getting a bit of a dent in it. You can't really tell that much from the packaging, but you know, it used to be more rounded and now it's not. So that's kind of encouraging. So we will use that. And then as a setting powder this week, I am going to do something I don't normally do because I don't usually like this powder, but I'm going to give this Pretty Vulgar one a try. It's a loose powder. And again, I'm not a fan of loose powders either. So that's probably why I don't really enjoy it that much. But we will see. Otherwise, I mean, to be honest, I'm not going to get rid of it because the packaging is really pretty and I like it. So I'm going to hold on to it no matter what. But I can't remember if I had decided to just hold on to it for the packaging or if I was going to hold on to it because I liked it. So we'll use it this week and hopefully it refreshes my memory. Okay, so this is the BH Cosmetics Zodiac palette. It's kind of hard to see for me in my lighting right now, so I'm not sure. There, it looks a little bit brighter now. This is what it looks like. It does have a lot of those jewel tones around the outer circle, and then the inner medium part, I suppose, is all mattes. And then the very center is a highlighter in there, so that's what that one looks like. Then we have the Too Faced Sparkling Pineapple palette, and that's what this one looks like. And then we have a very colorful palette, and this is the Bubble Pop palette by, whoops, there we go. Who's it by? Amor US. These are the highlighters from Revolution Beauty. This is the Golden Kiss. This is the Peach Kiss. And this is the Pink Kiss. And then we have the blush palette from e.l.f. And then the finishing powder, setting powder, and bronzer that I'll be using this week as well. And that is everything that I'm going to be using this week for Shop My Stash. As always, let me know in the comments below if you do Shop My Stash and what you're using this week. Or do you have any of the items that I'm using and what are your thoughts on them? Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you have a fabulous week. Bye-bye.